L'ensemble de la compétition est en direct, évidemment, sur la chaîne officielle de la Fédération française de natation, ffnatation.tv. C'est gratuit, il suffit juste de vous inscrire et vous pouvez visualiser l'intégralité de la compétition. La chaîne YouTube de World Aquatic, la chaîne YouTube officielle de l'étape. Et nous avons la chance d'être en direct TV sur une chaîne locale.
Bonjour, bonjour, tu m'entends?
La chaîne Occitanie qui nous accompagne et Sport en France, chaîne nationale qui nous accompagne également sur cette étape de Coupe du Monde. Et nous avons le plaisir d'avoir aux commentaires Virginie Delieu, ex-médaillée olympique, accompagnée d'Olivier Ligné, qui nous feront l'honneur de leur présence sur les commentaires sur ces différents cadeaux. Évidemment, au nom de la Fédération française de natation de World Aquatic, nous souhaiterions remercier la métropole de Montpellier, la ville de Montpellier, la Ligue d'Occitanie de natation et la région d'Occitanie. Applaudissements, messieurs, dames, s'il vous plaît, pour nos partenaires. Un remerciement tout particulier à l'ensemble du personnel de la piscine qui nous permettent évidemment le bon déroulement de cette compétition. Et j'aimerais qu'on fasse, s'il vous plaît, un tonnerre d'applaudissements pour tous nos bénévoles qui sont là, qui permettent le bon déroulement de cette compétition. Monsieur là, s'il vous plaît, pour les bénévoles. Allez, dans quelques instants, sous vos yeux, ce sera le départ des premiers biomix libres. Et ensuite, en fin d'après-midi, on se retrouvera ensemble pour les acrobatiques. Où là, ça promet d'être le spectacle. Évidemment, la grande fête que sera le gala de clôture de cette étape de Coupe du Monde à partir de 19h30. C'est bien ça. Voilà. Donc, voilà le programme chargé évidemment pour cet après-midi. On espère que vous resterez nombreux avec nous. Évidemment, si vous avez un petit peu chaud, un petit peu soif, et le lunch sport, ce sera une joie de vous recevoir pour vous offrir un petit coup à boire ou éventuellement un petit encas si vous avez éventuellement faim. Voilà, il y a tout pour que cette compétition se passe bien. Alors on va répéter un petit peu parce que tout à l'heure je crois qu'en 5e position, on confirme à la régie, en 5e position je crois qu'il y aura l'équipe de... Oula. Bon, on est où ici? On est en France. Ah, bien. Donc, 5e position sur la start-list, nous aurons le duo. Ouais. Et qu'est-ce qu'on fait quand il y a la France? Oula. Non, mais là ils partent même pas. Qu'est-ce qu'on fait quand il y a la France, Montpellier? Ah, ça nous plaît, ça leur plaît. Évidemment, il faut les encourager bien fort. Quand ils sont là à attendre dans la Lascaux, ils ont besoin de vous, le public, et de vos encouragements, de vos cris. Donc on compte sur vous pour être en pleine forme. Quelques secondes avant que nous puissions être en direct sur cette...
à l'épreuve du duo libre mix. Et ça, c'est une nouvelle. C'est Free Mixed Duet Team. Deux panels de 5 juges vont officier, un pour les éléments, l'autre pour l'impression artistique, chaque juge donnant une note comprise entre 0 et 10. Ainsi que deux groupes de 3 contrôleurs techniques. Le premier vérifiant les
D'accord.
Nous vous présentons les juges et contrôleurs techniques, introducing the judges and technical controllers for this event. Judges for elements. Number 1, Heidi Lorenz. Number 2, Zana Zakova. Number 3, Aliya Karimova. Number 4, Ilse Kasek. Number 5, Nina Gonzaga. Judges for artistic impression. Number 1, Akiko Sumi. Number 2, Yael Dever-Kulichev. Number 3, Bella Mannion. Number 4, Joanna Cardoso. Number 5, Louise Newberry. Difficulty technical controller coordinator, Alison Pratt. Difficulty technical controllers, Alba Cabello, Vince Kecker, and Etileri. Synchronization technical controllers, Tamara Filipovic, Svetlana Lanivoskaya, and Miwako Homa. Les scores annoncés ne seront officiels qu'après vérification par le juge arbitre et application des pénalités si nécessaire. The results become official only after penalties and technical reviews done by the referee if necessary.
Je te laisse lui répondre. À quelle heure?
Allez, encore quelques instants de patience avant de débuter cette étape des duos mix libres. Allez, Montpellier, on tape les mains. Ça va venir.
Acrobatic moves we see at all levels. Good timing. Absolutely superb. And amazing flexibility. Great balance. Incredible right at the end there. Lovely pictures of slow motion here.
Bonjour à tous, bonjour à toutes, soyez les bienvenus.
Hello
de
and
retour
a
dans une
very
ambiance
warm
surchauffée
welcome
ici à
to the
Montpellier
next
pour
session
les
of
épreuves
the
de cet
World
après-midi,
Cup
de cette étape de
Aquatics
Coupe du Monde de natation
and the
artistique dans la
artistic
piscine
swimming.
Angelotti. On est ravis de vous y retrouver avec
We're at
Virginie
the
de
piscine
Dieu qui est à nos
Olympic
côtés pour
Angelotti,
commenter les
fabulous
duos
venue
libres
and
mixtes qui
sporting
commencent
facilities.
tout de suite.
Over the last few
Bonjour
days,
Virginie,
there have
ravi de vous
been
retrouver.
9
Nous sommes
events,
ensemble depuis,
medals split across
vendredi.
12
On
nations.
partage l'ensemble
But
des
we now
compétitions
move
tous
on
ensemble avec
to
vous
the
sur nos
mixed
antennes. On est
free
ravis
duet.
de vous proposer ces programmes en
Each
exclusivité.
duet
Donc
will last
n'hésitez
round
pas
about
à vous
2
installer
minutes
confortablement. On va commencer
45.
tout de suite et on va vous
There
expliquer
will
ce qui va
be
se passer
9
avec ces
free
duos libres
hybrids,
mixtes.
of
On va
which
retrouver
3
un
of them
garçon
have
et
got
une
to
fille
be
à l'honneur ici
acrobatic
dans la
pair
piscine
movements.
Angelotti, et c'est l'équipe kazakh Victor Druzin et Anna Pavletsova qui commence. Alors Virginie, on va peut-être expliquer ce qu'est le duo libre pour nos amis qui nous rejoignent.
The judging
Oui, alors cette
will
année,
be
il y a quand
across
même bouleversements
the
dans la
artistic
natation
and
artistique,
the
pour pas dire
elements.
révolution, donc il y a beaucoup de changements de réglementation. Le programme libre est un petit peu plus long que le
Along with
programme
technical
technique qu'on a déjà
controllers
vu
looking
les
at
jours
difficulty and
précédents.
synchronization. Apologies that we seem to
On
have
a
a
dans le duo libre 2
static
minutes
picture
45
at the moment.
d'expression, plus ou moins 5 secondes si on ne veut pas couper pile poil. Mais avec le nouveau règlement, on doit poser 6 figures, ce qu'on appelle aujourd'hui des hybrides, qui sont justement identifiées dans la difficulté et annoncées dans la coach card. Donc,
So this first duet is the duet from Kazakhstan, Victor Druzin, Anna Pavletsova.
Une des figures. Ensuite, il doit rajouter 3 paires acrobatiques. Je vous expliquerai un peu plus après. Et aussi 2 connexions, comme on vient de le voir là, en ce moment même, à la surface, en déplacement. Après, la chorégraphie est libre. La musique a toujours été libre sur tous les programmes d'ailleurs. Mais il n'y a pas d'éléments imposés exacts au niveau de la synchronisation. Ils ont un nombre de figures et un nombre de portées à faire obligatoires, mais pas dans le style. Il y a des fautes de synchro sur ce programme, malheureusement. C'est un petit peu difficile pour eux en synchronisation. Ah, on passe dans la partie un petit peu plus souple, un petit peu plus peut-être chorégraphique. Donc là, c'est la deuxième connexion à la surface en mouvement. Et on les place bien entendu où on veut, que ce soit les portées ou les connexions dans l'organisation.
Really nice move there. Very quick on the rotations.
Grilles ascendantes, descendantes, des petits allers-retours qui donnent justement des points sur cette fameuse carte de l'entraîneur d'annonce de difficulté. Parce qu'aujourd'hui, on a une grille qui a expliqué toutes les difficultés, qui a évalué les difficultés en chiffres. Ils sont très proches du bassin. Ici, il y a beaucoup de déplacements.
And 2 acrobatic movements in quick succession. So just 2 more free hybrids to go before the end of this routine. 2 minutes 45.
Allez, une dernière figure. Oula, c'est un petit peu bizarre ça. On dirait qu'il y a une lâcher prise sur les pieds.
And that's the duet from Kazakhstan. Victor Druzin, Anna Pavletsova. They started with a difficulty score assigned to that of 23.45. They're just 16 and 19 years of age, so a very young duet. But let me talk about the judging a little bit more as we get a chance to review some of their performance as well. So as I said, there are 9 free hybrids and 3 acro pairs, of which they come out of the 9. So it probably sounds a bit confusing, but there'll be 6 free hybrids and 3 acro pairs making up the overall 9 hybrids. The judging is on the elements, and for each hybrid that they do, they will get an individual score, which is times by the degree difficulty for that particular hybrid. They're then also judged on artistic impression, and there's 3 scores for that, which is the choreography and the musicality, the transitions, and the overall presentation of the routine. For each routine, their coaches have filled in a coach's card, and they have to do the routine for the hybrids exactly as per that coach's card. If any of the figures or the hybrids are different, then they have to drop to a base mark, and there are technical controllers looking at that. Nobody wants to do that because the base mark is significantly lower than the difficulty normally assigned to a free hybrid. As we await the first scores that will be coming up on the screen shortly. So we have difficulty, technical controllers looking at the coach's card to check it, and we also have synchronization technical controllers, who are looking at the synchronization with each other.
Il reste deux épreuves, le duo mixte ici.
On the actual movements, the angles. Are they exactly the same angle when they should be? When it comes to synchronization of the music, that falls more under the artistic impressions score. So I hope I'm not confusing you too much. I think a lot of you, certainly if you've watched the World Cup over the last couple of days, will be understanding the way it all works. These are completely new rules this year. It's good for the sport, but it's all very new for everybody involved. So the coaches have had to learn a new system, really, and go about choreographing the routines in a very different way, very much looking at the difficulty, but making sure that the variety is in there.
Par rapport à tout le reste et par rapport justement aux difficultés de la coach card qui est une grosse plus-value. Donc le coefficient.
So it looks like the technical controllers had agreement. My apologies for some of the delays that we're seeing here and the delayed start at the beginning. So the duet from Kazakhstan, they're coached by Zana Temchenko, Natalia Oshkovova. The choreography was by Olga Filipchuk. It's their first international competition as we get to see the scores, a total of 221.3822, 21.15 assigned to the difficulty, just slightly less than they put on their original coach's card.
Ils ne sont pas trop validés sur la coach card annoncée. Donc il y a quelques petites choses qui n'ont pas été réalisées ou bien exécutées, mais ça n'a pas été lu comme tel. Donc en effet, le coef de multiplication a diminué par rapport à ce qu'ils avaient prévu.
Dansons sous la pluie, c'est ce que nous propose maintenant pour ce duo mixte libre l'équipe italienne avec Alessia.
And the second duet to swim in this mixed duet free final at the World Cup here in Montpellier. The duet from Italy, Alessia Astranti, Filippo Pelati, both 18 years of age. This is their Dancing in the Rain routine, a new routine for them.
C'est le garçon qui est porté ici. Une première connexion en mouvement.
A really lovely artistic connection there as they go into their second of 3 acrobatic movements. And the first of their 3 hybrids, a thrust at level 9 because they stopped above the knees after a high thrust, which is very difficult to do, and lots of rotations here up to level 7 out of 9. Really nice line on the spin. Quickly in and out of those acrobatic moves. Some slight synchronization errors coming into it, but really nice rotations there. Bonuses if they're at an angle, they're more unbalanced rather than vertical. lovely musicality. And again, the timing slightly out. Having travel in the hybrid, if it's more than 1 meter, they will get bonus points for that. And that's the duet from Italy. A new routine for them. They came 5th in the Junior World Championships last year. Very much enjoyed saying their routine there, but have adapted the routine obviously around all of the changes, working with their coaches, Beatrice Casalini and Rosella Piberi, who did the choreography. They started with a difficulty of 22.30, which is about the middle of all of the competitors here today. They're getting stronger each time I see them. Obviously working extremely hard. There were some synchronization errors, and when it comes to the synchronization, the technical controllers have to decide whether it's a small error, an obvious error, or a major error. If it's a small error, it's a 0.1 deduction from the element score. If it's obvious, it's half a point deduction. And if it's a major error, then it's a 3-point deduction. So that's all taken off the element score before we see it. As you can see there, that would have been a small error, but really nice on that section. I like this hybrid. Good angles and well synchronized as well. Lovely extension in the legs and feet, although they need to decide whether the feet go all the way under or stay slightly out at the end of the hybrids. So good to see so many duets entered here in the mixed duets. There are 11 today. The number goes up every single time as more men come into the sport. So these men really are pioneers to get artistic swimming more recognized as a sport for men. It's really grown over the last few years, but the ultimate aim is for mixed duets to be included in the Olympic Games. That's what they'd all like. Men can swim now, as from Paris next year. In the team event, they can have up to 2 males. But these guys really leading the way. So some of those rotations, maybe not quite enough of a turn. So there may be a technical review going on whilst we wait. Italy have had a successful World Cup so far, taking a gold and a bronze. And hopeful of getting on the rostrum today, of course. Fabulous facilities here. 3-meter depth pool, 50 meters long, but divided in half so that the other athletes can continue training while the competition is going on. They never stop. The coaches always have them working. So second place at the moment for Italy with 143.0167. Their degree difficulty dropped to 9.90 from 22.30. So base mark definitely being used there on some of those hybrids. That's the impact it can have. Disappointing for them. And the aim of the Italians was always to swim and no base marks was their aim for this World Cup. It happens. I'm sure they will review that and move on.
J'appelle le duo mixte numéro 3, représentant l'Espagne. Introducing duet number 3, Mireia Hernandez and Fernando Diaz del Rio from Spain.
And now the duet from Spain, Fernando Diaz del Rio Soto and Mireia Hernandez Luna. 5th in the technical. This is their routine, Angels and Demons. And some timing errors on that first free hybrid. Put some complex angles in there. Really good height. Have to be mid-thigh when 2 legs out of the water. That's what they're aiming for, if not higher. Difficulty, but not the timing. A lot of travel around the pool to help with the artistic score. But it's the timing on those hybrids. There will be deductions of the element score. That was good. Using the support scull to keep the airborne weight. Just continuously one before the other. Better on the timing there. But slightly falling off the execution. That was a shame because I think it's a really strong duet. They just didn't quite get the timing together today.
Ce duo vous a été présenté par Mireia Hernandez et Fernando Diaz del Rio Soto, représentant l'Espagne. This routine was presented by Mireia Hernandez and Fernando Diaz del Rio from Spain.
They really moved well out into the pool before starting the routine. The judges are quite a long way down, and it's important to swim in front of them so that they can really judge the timing and the execution. Nice acro move to start with, though, with Fernando being thrown. I like the height that they got there. They did swim in Canada recently at the World Cup. They weren't in the official rankings because they were the second duet from Spain. But they scored 113.3083 there. I think, though, the synchronization probably wasn't quite as good today. They had 3.0 deductions last time. Started with a difficulty of 25.20. So it'll be interesting to see whether the judges felt that they did get the rotations in, or the technical controllers, I should say. They brought in the technical controllers so that the difficulty and the synchronization is taken away from the judges, so that they can really focus on the execution and particularly the height, which is a lot more defined now. So if you're just above the knees, then that's around about a 6.5, maybe a 7 if you're a bit higher. And to get a 10, you need to have the whole leg out of the water, particularly if it is the just one leg. I think it's a good step forward. But I think what is really showing here is that, I don't know, maybe it needs to be simplified because there is so much time to review them afterwards. But everyone is learning. It's certainly been a very, very interesting year in the sport of artistic swimming.
Score for elements 182.9834.
So staying with the same degree difficulty, that's good, 268.6824. And that's certainly strong enough to put them into first place at the moment, ahead of Kazakhstan. Apologies.
J'appelle le duo mixte numéro 4, représentant la Belgique. Introducing duet number 4, Lisa Ingenito et Renaud Barral from Belgium.
And now the duet from Belgium, Renaud Barral, Lisa Ingenito. Very wide age difference in this competition. We have two 34-year-olds, of which Renaud is one of them, and we have a 15-year-old swimming as well. And now we have Renaud Barral and Lisa Ingenito. This is manga and anime. Many moves based on actual manga moves. They wanted a theme that would be appreciated in Japan at the World Championships. Very nice jump start and lift. Good travel. Staying above the knee, so at that level that would be about a 6.5. need to be really careful on the timing, especially as they bring the legs down. And the timing of those transitions as well. Used to always be that the male would lift the female. It's often the other way around these days. Good height on the connection, same levels. And a big error there. That would be a 3-point deduction on the synchronization, I'm sure. What a shame. But they've got the timing back. Fast on the twist rotations. And just slightly different ending on that hybrid. I really feel for them. You work so hard, and this pair do work so hard together. But you know, sometimes when you're going through a routine, it's very easy, even though it's muscle memory, it's very easy under the nerves of the competition to forget what comes next. We've all been there. We know how it feels, and it's a horrible, horrible feeling. And you could see in the underwater shot there when Renaud wasn't sure which way he was facing or what was happening. It's that complete, oh gosh. You feel so responsible because you feel like you've let your duet partner down as well, but it can happen either way. It's just one of those things. But overall, it was a decent swim for the duet from Belgium. I like the change in the tempo throughout the routine. I also like the theme, and I thought that it was well suited on the arm movement. Kicking off the feet there. That was a really nice start. Now get the shoulders up nice and high, because presentation counts for the artistic score. The travel was good here. It was definitely more than 1 meter. But just a shame that they just need to nail the timing a bit more. Came 5th in last year's European Championships and actually took a bronze medal at the first World Cup a few weeks ago, where they scored 172.3793. So they will be looking to try to improve on that score. Coached by Susanna De Angelis, the mother of Giorgio Messini, the current world and European champion. Also coached by Benedetta Alderihi, who both did the choreography as well. A real team effort. Renaud and Lisa thoroughly enjoy swimming with each other. They say they're completely on the same wavelength.
On va retrouver la hauteur, la précision des positions, l'étirement. Donc ça c'est pour le premier panel. C'est ça tout de suite, panel élément. La suite un petit peu plus tard.
Allez, évidemment, dans quelques instants, on aura les résultats pour nos amis belge sur la plage de départ. À suivre, il me semble que ce sera l'équipe de France et on espère que vous, le public, vous serez ensemble pour les accueillir. Je vous rappelle qu'on est toujours en direct sur la chaîne officielle de la Fédération française.
So the routine is being analysed. They look at it on a video. If they do have to give a 3-point deduction for a major mistake, they will often involve the referee as well. And also on the synchronization, they also have to synchronize, so they have to press the button at the same time, and for 2 of them out of the 3 to agree that it was a synchronization error. They do call the referee. She will be very supportive, I'm sure, and it will always go in the way of the athletes if we're not sure on whether it was an error or not. Referee Marie Kapakiklo doing a fabulous job in Montpellier. So they started out with a degree difficulty of 18.65. So if it is lower than that, then it means that they did go to a base mark. On the synchronization, we won't be able to see, but the element score will be deducted if there were synchronization errors. I'm afraid at the moment there are some issues with the scoring system, and that's why we have the delay. So we will give the scores for Belgium a bit later, but we're going to move straight on with the duet from France. No, we are going to get the scores for Belgium. 4th place, 134.5626. And as you can see, the degree difficulty 13.65, so it has reduced by 5 points on that. So it would have gone to base mark on one of the hybrids.
J'appelle le duo mix numéro 5, représentant la France.
And now we are going to the next duet.
Duet number 5, from France.
And you can probably hear from the crowd a terrific reception. The duet from France, Quentin Rako-Tomolala and Brune Tapai, just 15 years of age she is. He is only 19 years of age. This is their duet, Yin and Yang. Straight into a lift, followed by a jump with the backflip. Lovely start from this pair. Always so creative. Good. synchronization. Good on the angle though. The shape was good, just the timing. And a high thrust with hold, very high degree difficulty. Some really nice transitions and originality with the arms. Connected action. That's only a level 2 because they can see each other, which does make it easier. It's not a blind one with back-to-back. Really good originality. That execution wasn't quite right, and quite a big error on the timing as well. But they got it back together again, and that's what you need to do. You know as an athlete if you've gone wrong, but if you can pull it back again and immediately carry on, a little bit like Belgium did, it really can settle the nerves very, very quickly again. But I don't know how they managed to concentrate in that routine. The crowd were really behind them, so supportive, which is lovely to see. That was a premiere for them of their new routine. The aim this year is to participate in the European Games, which are in Poland in June, and also the European Junior Championships in Portugal. Coached by Miriam Ligno and Delphine Marshall. They go so well together. And what an experience for them, just 15 and 19 years of age, swimming in an international senior event. And didn't they do a good job on a lot of the acrobatic moves? They look like they loved every moment of it.
Sont entraînés par Myriam Ligno et Delphine Maréchal.
That was the thrust 9. Certainly hacking the difficulty. And when I say thrust 9, that's out of a maximum level of 9. It starts at 1, but it's considered to be very difficult to do if you do a high thrust and then stop. Really look forward to seeing how these two progress over the next few years as they move even more into competing at senior level. Finished 9th in the technical. So their difficulty on their coach's card was 21.20.
C'est-à-dire la créativité, le parcours dans le bassin, l'utilisation de la musique, le contrôle de l'ensemble de l'épreuve. Ils vont également être chargés de juger les transitions.
So they stand and wait in anticipation of their scores. Fantastic experience they're having here. The technical controllers, you can see there at the bottom of your screen, all working hard. And then the other panel of judges on the other side at the top of your screen. They have had such a busy 3 days. The concentration that you need as a technical controller and a judge is absolutely huge. I'm not sure I could do the role. especially the technical controllers at the moment, because it's so new, and you can have maybe 9 different movements in a hybrid, so 9 rotations and thrusts or flexibility moves. And on top of that, they have extra intricate movements, so it's very hard to catch everything, but that's what they have to do, and that's why it's necessary to look at the video and slow it down to make sure that they have got it absolutely correct.
Évidemment, on vous le rappelle, le stand Make Up Forever, partenaire beauté de la Fédération française de natation, qui nous accompagne avec une remise exceptionnelle de 50% sur l'ensemble du stand, donc n'hésitez pas à aller faire un petit tour. Également la boutique Turbo, si vous souhaitez investir dans un maillot de bain avant l'été.
So apologies. While we wait for the score, it is a bit slow, I know, but important to be correct. This venue has capacity for 1,500 spectators, and they all seem to be having a thoroughly enjoyable time watching this duet mixed free program. Later today we have the acrobatic teams. They start at 5:15 CET, Central European Time. And that is going to be truly amazing. It's the first time the acrobatic routines have taken place since the first World Cup a few weeks ago, so it's all very new. It used to be called highlight routines, but they have changed the criteria for it. And the great thing is that acrobatic routines are now included in the Olympic Games as well. So to win a medal in the Olympics now, you have to swim 3 events. You swim a technical routine for the team, a free team, and an acrobatic team, and those scores added together to give you the overall result. So that's going to be very exciting indeed. And it's great that they have so many competitions this year to get used to the acrobatic routines. We have a lot of continental championships. I mentioned the European Games coming up, but we also have the Pan Am Games and the Asian Games as well. We have the World Championships in July, another World Championships next February for Olympic qualification as well. And that's a 4th place, 138.1750, degree difficulty reduced to 11.10 from 21.20 due to the base marks.
Voici le score total de Prune et Quentin, 138 points, 1750. J'appelle le duo mix numéro 6, représentant la Serbie. Introducing duet number 6, Jelena Kontic and Ivan Martinovic from Serbia.
So now we have the duet from Serbia, Ivan Martinovic, Jelena Kontic. They are actually girlfriend and boyfriend. Ivan was a swimmer. Jelena encouraged him to start doing artistic swimming so they could enter in the mixed duet. This is their routine, the theme of nature. They went for a very high thrust and hold, but they weren't both above the knees, so I think that will probably go to base marks. Nice and quick on the rotations. I like to see speed in it. Different levels as they do the descent there. Nicely controlled on the lift. Good. The blind connection there. Back to back. Superb flexibility. Finishing with some complex angles on the last hybrid. If they do a hybrid right in the last 20 seconds, so starting from 20 seconds forward, then they do get bonuses for placement, because that is when you are pretty much at your tiredest. Coached by Svetlana Kontik, the mum of Elena. Choreography by Laura De Renzis from Italy, along with Svetlana. Finished 8th in the technical event. I love the music. I thought that they interpreted it well for the musicality. The presentation, I felt they looked a little bit nervous throughout that. It didn't give them the real opportunity to engage with the audience and draw them in. This was really strong at the beginning. Just a tiny error on the synchronization. That would be about a 0.1. That was where I talked about the levels on the legs having to be the same. So the technical controllers are also looking at that. That was amazing to see underneath the water and then see what is achieved above the water. The way Ivan pushed her and held her there as well while she did the flexibility. All credit to Ivan for coming into the sport after he finished swimming. Very, very difficult as a sport. So to achieve that in just a few years is incredible. They did make the finals at the European Championships last year as well. So, as I thought, there's a technical review. Their difficulty before they started was 21.65. I think they will certainly be looking at that. The hybrid, the second hybrid that they did, well, the first one after the acro pair move, when they did the T9 and didn't stay above the knees. Important that the difficulty of the routine is at the right level for the experience of the athletes, and it may well be that they do it well, really well in training, and they just didn't catch it on the day. But as a generalization rather than this routine, it's important to get difficulty correct. 185.6626. So that's third place at the moment, and just a small deduction on the degree difficulty.
185 points, 6626. J'appelle le duo mix numéro 7, représentant l'Italie.
Introducing duet number 7, Ginevra Marchetti and Gabriele Minac from Italy.
And now the second duet from Italy, Gabriele Minac, Ginevra Marchetti, both 16 years of age. And their aim is no base marks. Their theme, Romeo and Juliet. Lovely height there with the head right out of the water. Some lovely transitions. Now this hybrid is maximum time underwater, maximum number of movements, so more than 30 movements. 5.8 difficulty. Bonuses for travel, complex angles. Very strong, powerful music. And now complete contrast. Very good on the timing and the shape of the angles. So quickly into the acro pair moves. Catching it above the knees after the thrust. A lot of rotations now. A very good performance there from Italy. A complicated and difficult routine out of the 3 hybrids. 4 of them had bonuses for complex angles. 2 of them with the simple angles, but still bonuses. They certainly went for difficulty, especially putting in all those rotations towards the end. For those involved in synchro, there are a combination of R7s and some R5s. So what we mean by that on the levels, if they do a half rotation, it would be a lower degree. If they do full rotations, it's obviously a higher degree, a maximum level of 9. The music was Romeo and Juliet and Strength of 1,000 Men by Two Steps from Hell.
Voici le thème de leur duo, Roméo et Juliette.
Apparently they're both very shy, but that really didn't come over in that performance. It's funny how music can really motivate you and make you more confident. A difficult connection. They're both just 16 years of age. So it's going to be very, very exciting. Such talents for the future.
Alors, je vais vous expliquer en quelques mots le grand changement.
And Italy really working hard with the youth and junior in particular, still very good at senior level as well, but giving the youngsters an opportunity to swim in this World Cup. So there. Degree difficulty on the coach's card was 22.0. So that's what we want to see when the scores come up, the very top score. If it's lower than that, then it means that it went to a base mark on one of the hybrids. So 4 more duets to swim here at this World Cup in artistic swimming. And no base marks. Delighted to see that. That was their aim. Takes them into second place with 238.8292.
Voici le score de ce duo mix italien. 238 points, 1280.
So currently lying first is Spain, followed by Italy.
J'appelle le duo mix numéro 8 représentant la Thaïlande.
Introducing duet number 8, Ronan Kunchai and Kantinan Adisai Seribut from Thailand.
The duet now from Thailand, finished 10th in the technical. This is Kantinan Adisai Seribut and Voranan Chumshe, 16 and 21 years of age. This is their Red Riding Hood and the Wolf, the untold love story. Moving right in front of the judges before the first free hybrid. Very sharp. You can see they've worked on the artistic side of this routine as well, so important. A A lot of thought gone into the story here. Loving the costumes as well. Just need to get more height on the execution. Bonuses for travel. Nice jump, the backflip. Legs could have been a little bit tidier. Well, certainly the rotations and then slapping the legs down is a very, very popular choice here in Montpellier. We've seen quite a bit of that. But I like the story that they were trying to tell, the Red Riding Hood. They were trying to make it a little bit different. They were telling a story about a beautiful soul that can be hidden under a wolf's body, and that not all pretty girls are good or need a prince to save them. Very much the current day. And their aim, they want to get a positive response from the crowd and also, of course, from the judges. But here, for experience, they were finalists at the World Championships. Last year, they finished 10th. So they're really starting to build on that. I like the thought behind the choreography. Just need to work on the execution of the hybrids. And also the synchronization at times as well. But well done to the coaches, Claudia and Massimo Tapparelli. 16.50 was their assigned degree difficulty on the coach's card. So an easier routine than some of the others that we've seen, but no point in making it really difficult if they can't actually do it. Here, for me, I felt they were even too far separated. I know they were trying to achieve that anyway, but I felt it was a little bit overdone. You may have heard there is a technical review. It's so hard on these rotations. If they don't get all the way around, if it's a 180 rotation, they have to get all the way around with the hips. If it's 360, whatever the rotation is, you've got to get all the way around, but not go too far. You know, if it's a 180, then you mustn't do a 360. But hopefully all will be okay once we hear what the result is. They tried to go for more sort of on the artistic side of doing separate things as well, which is fine as long as it's not overdone and as long as it is very obvious as well to the judges that you are meaning to do that and that you're not just out of synchronization.
N'ont pas été réalisées, eh bien, il y a ce que l'on appelle la note de base.
So remember, 16.50 was their difficulty score, so you'll know if they've gone to a base mark, if it's more than, if it's less than 16.50. Hopefully one day we will get to see the synchro error score as well, because I think that would be super interesting to see what the actual deduction was from the element score. But one step at a time, or actually it's been about 20 steps at a time so far. And now it just needs to get the rules embedded, maybe a few tweaks here and there, especially on the factoring. And then as we build up to the Continental Championships and the World Championships.
L'Allemagne, me semble-t-il, remercie une fois de plus la métropole de Montpellier, la ville de Montpellier, la Ligue d'Occitanie de natation et la région d'Occitanie, nos partenaires institutionnels.
So it looks like the technical controllers had finished analysing it.
Partenaire en eau de cette étape de Coupe du Monde ici à Montpellier. Turbo, équipementier qui tient d'ailleurs un stand au niveau de l'entrée de la piscine. Make Up Forever, partenaire beauté et équipementier évidemment de la Fédération française de natation. Également CNews qui nous accompagne sur cette étape de Coupe du Monde. Alors n'oubliez pas pour celles et ceux qui
see in the top right hand corner of your screen the next athletes. Oh, you can't now, never mind. They're jumping up and down, keeping moving. There's no way that they want to cramp up as soon as they get into the water, so they will have warmed up, and while they're waiting they need to keep moving, stay in the zone, not let the nerves get too much. They all want to come out here and swim their very best and get a personal best.
Allez, c'est une question de secondes pour ces résultats pour le duo thaïlandais.
So we have 3 more duets to swim, including Japan, world silver medalist. So 137.7823. So 7833. And a slight reduction, I think, on the difficulty. Just nearly a 3-point deduction on the difficulty, so a base mark coming into play there. So 3 more duets to swim, and we now have the duet from Germany. Fritjof Zidel, Michelle Zimmer, 25, 26 years of age. This is the Jane and Tarzan, one of the most famous pairs in movie history, teaching each other new things and discovery, and they just felt that there were parallels with this. Very quickly into the first jump, backflip. And then into the lift. Good posture. been in front of the panel of judges for quite a while now. I'd like to see them start coming across the pool. Quite static for the pool pattern. But I like the choreography, the musicality. Lifting her up and letting her go straight away. Nice idea. Slightly fell off it. Quite a mistake there on the timing. Keep the height. So that was the Jane and Tarzan routine from Germany. It's the premiere of a new routine for them. They finished fourth at the European Championships last year. I remember watching and commentating on that swim because I was very impressed by Fritjof because he'd only just really come into the sport of artistic swimming. He was an international diver and he was encouraged to take part in artistic swimming. And is obviously enjoying it because he is still with us and supporting Michelle Zimmer. Michelle, very experienced herself. And good to see her in this mixed duet. Their aim is the finals at the World Championships. Top 12 there go through to the finals. Coached by Stephanie Marks. So they have 30 seconds to set up on the poolside before it starts, but that is judged now. It didn't used to be. So they were setting the scene of their theme, because it's always nice with a theme if it's obvious to the judges what it is, because the judges don't have my commentary telling them. That would really put them off. They say actually they would make a terrible couple, because she sleeps all the time and he eats all the time. So out of the routines, that was a starting point on the difficulty of 15.39, which was actually the easiest, only slightly easier than some of the others. But it goes back to what I was saying about getting the right level so that you can execute it well. There were synchronization errors, obviously, that you could see.
We start at 4:50 to 4:30, approaching 1 to 4, from 4:15 to 4:30, and the next approaching 5 to 8 are following. Thank you.
So scores being analysed. But it's really good to see how the different aquatic sports are coming across to artistic swimming. You know, we have one swimmer, Ivan Martinovic, coming from swimming into artistic swimming, and now a diver as well. I'm sure we'll get some water polo players as well. Who knows? They'll certainly be good at the egg beater leg kick, which is the technique for keeping the shoulders high out of the water. So 2 more duets to swim.
Allez, dans quelques instants, les résultats.
So 15.39 was the difficulty originally assigned on the coach's card. So when the scores come up, hopefully that will be the first score that we see.
Messieurs, dames, spectateurs, que les cérémonies protocolaires auront lieu à l'issue de l'épreuve des acrobatiques. La cérémonie protocolaire.
Lots of discussion going on with the technical controllers, but they seem. Hopefully, it looks like they're in agreement.
Auront toutes les 3 lieux à l'issue de l'épreuve des acrobatiques.
Score for elements 72.7312.
147.0312. 5th place, slight deduction on degree difficulty.
Représentant l'Allemagne, 147.0312.
So 5th place at the moment for the duet from Germany.
Représentant la Colombie.
Introducing duet number 10, Jennifer Cerquera and Gustavo Sanchez from Colombia.
And now the bronze medalists from the mixed technical routine, who are delighted to take the bronze. This is 34-year-old Jennifer Secrea Hatuska and 22-year-old Gustavo Sanchez. The theme of their routine, the King and Queen, because they love the theme of the monarchy in general. I wonder if they watched any of the coronation from the UK yesterday.
This is a story that no man knows about the King and Queen.
Excellent. Jennifer lifting Gustavo. Very good on the walkout, the timing. Very difficult hybrid. Good to have variation of transitions. Very steady, very strong, good height. Lovely presentation. Good timing. A really good static hold. And a very, very strong performance. They're currently ranked 6th in the world. And that is why. Very powerful, strong, good presentation. They looked very experienced and well rehearsed. They've been together for 5 years, so a lot longer than most of the duets that they're competing against, and that does make all the difference. So that was a new routine. Good difficulty, 25.65 on the coach's card. But they're both very strong. They complement each other so well. Both very experienced. They took the bronze medal in the technical. And I think there's a very good chance that they could be on the podium today as well. But I'm not a technical controller analysing the routine, so whilst it looked good to me, I'm not sure whether there will be race marks or not. And Jennifer very strong here, lifting Gustavo. And the height that he gets on that flip.
Jennifer et Gustavo sont entraînés par Janice Akuska.
Beautifully presented.
De leur duo, la reine et le roi.
Perfect on the angles. On 5 of their hybrids, they went for extra bonuses for the angles, the complex angles. And 2 of the hybrids had travel as well. Extension in the legs and feet is good from both of them. Tiny little synchronization errors, so they would be the 0.1s.
Score for elements 170.1.
And straight on to the score.
For artistic impression, 84.9.
And that's second place at the moment for the duet from Colombia, 255.1416. And the difficulty staying as per the coach's card. So second behind Spain. All of these scores are provisional though. They have to be confirmed.
Introducing duet number 11, Sato Tomoka and Sato Yotaro from Japan.
And last to swim, the world champion silver medalists. Took silver in the technical event yesterday. Sister and brother, this is Tomako and Yotaro Sato. And their interpretation of levitation magic. Who wanted to use their acting skills performance.
In the time before time, in the place that never was. Light.
This will be high. Wow, brilliant.
Darkness. And from the space between them.
And again. Now a 7.05 difficulty hybrid. Rotations, levels 5 and 7. Thrust and hold. wonderful musicality. Very slick into the acro. Speed of rotation. Wow, what a wonderful routine there from the Japanese pair, sister and brother, Tamaka and Yatada Sato. It was a real change from the routines I've seen them swim before. They wanted it to be more challenging. Choreography by Stefan Meermont, coached by Maya Kare. The only one thing I would say, in my personal opinion, is on some of those thrust level 9s, I would have liked to have seen them hold it a little bit longer before moving on. So I don't know whether the technical controllers will look at that. Who knows? The whole routine was fabulous. The musicality, the choreography, the way they presented it, the transitions as well between those hybrids. On the execution, yes, they can always be higher, of course, but there was no part of that routine where I started to get bored at all. There was always something happening. We started swimming duet together in 2020. And then started with the national team actually just 2 years later. So very, very quick. Moving up through the ranks. They look like they have thoroughly enjoyed their swim as we have. So they were the last ones to swim. So we will have a chance to see their scores, but remember the overall rankings aren't confirmed until the referee has had a chance to ratify them. So they are provisional. Look at this here, very easy to slip off the feet, but the power to get that height. Brilliant. That is a flexibility level 6 out of 6 levels, rotating the arch of the back and lifting up into the verticals. Nice on the angles, slightly different timing. Good height with one leg. So total score 273.57. So their degree difficulty went down slightly. They started at 32, but still it was an incredible performance and worthy of a very, very high score. So currently putting them into first place. And we'll have to wait for those scores to be ratified. We will now have a chance to see a few of the highlights from the top three.
Vous venez de voir le dernier ballet de cette
Before we then have a break, and we'll be back for the acrobatic teams at 5:15 Central European time.
We would like to thank the judges for their diligent work. Judges, you may leave your seats.
Nous vous informons que la
Always good to thank the judges.
des duos mix aura lieu après l'épreuve des ballets acrobatiques.
And don't forget, later we have the gala as well. That will be this evening at 7:30 CET.
Évidemment vidéo, World Aquatics. À suivre, partenaire beauté.
And now the highlights
Natation Make Up Forever.
for the top three routines.
Training in music for the acrobatic routine. Routine 1 and 4 in the competition area for 15 minutes. So from now to 4:35, and then from 4:35 to 4:50, teams 5 to 8 in the competition area.
Donc à suivre sur les écrans géants Make Up Forever.